that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has yet to realize a UFC championship. Truly a special striker. Most welterweights believe, DC, this is as hard a guy to prepare for as anybody in the division.
Of course it is, because Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is in that traditional karate stance. He's standing far back, one leg way out in front, and he's just a great counter striker. If you get overzealous against Stephen Thompson, you are going to sleep. You cannot just rush him. You have to take your time. So a lot of his fights look very similar because guys don't know how to approach the counter-striking style of Wonderboy.
Wild success as an amateur and professional kickboxer truly put Simpsonville, South Carolina on the UFC map. His father, Ray, there firmly in his corner. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson looking to make one more run here to UFC welterweight title contention. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has graced the octagon. He's ready to go. He is one of the most popular fighters on this roster, top to bottom. The former UFC welterweight champion, ruthless Robbie Lawler, made the UFC debut, how about May 10th, 2002, at UFC 37 against Aaron Robbie.
And right away, you had his coaches saying this kid's going to be a future UFC champion. He had all the ability. He had the wrestling chops. He had the striking, but he also had that meanness and that toughness that you look for in a fighter. And when he got back to the UFC after he left Strikeforce, the knockout of Josh Koscheck, and then the head kick of Bobby Volker, you knew you were looking at a different Robbie Lawler.
His fight against Rory McDonald, UFC 189, July of 2015, one of the best, most memorable fights in UFC history. Lawler looking to add to his appreciable legacy here tonight. Robbie Lawler set to face Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Our tail of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. All right, now for the particulars inside the octagon of Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, ruthless Robbie Lawler.
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one. I'd imagine it's really hard and potentially frustrating at times as you try to get any sort of consistent read on what Wonderboy is trying to do. Trying to go to the body now with the kick. That one misses.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood with those leg kicks.
Oh, straight to the body by Lawler. Unable to connect with a right hook. Massive head kick. All right, so 1 minute into this fight and not much to dissect in terms of action. You may need to go use the restroom. Might be a good time.
Concession break. I'll be back with a hot dog.
Very nice leg kick there by Thompson. Well, this kickboxer is a layered striker, and look at that. He is out to prove it early. A beautiful body kick, and on the other side, the boxer has that sort of Pyotr high guard. Yep. Paid for it there in the midsection.
He's got to bring those elbows down if he wants to defend that kick. But this is the investment, going to the body. These body kicks may not seem like they're going to pay dividends now, but they will as the fight goes on.
Leg kick lands, nicely done. Another kick to the leg now landed by Wonderboy Thompson. Just over 3 minutes now to go in round one. Oh, nice jab up top by Lawler. Wow, what a head kick. Just misses with that one. Well, he's had his striking on point tonight, and as evidence, some swelling now on his opponent.
Yeah, light swelling right now. But if he doesn't address it immediately, it'll turn to something much worse. Wonderboy can be hurt. We've seen him hurt on a number of occasions. With Woodley, with Till. We've seen guys hurt him. They just got to try to trap him to get their hands on him.
Leg kick. Oh, and another leg kick lands flush, and now you're starting to see visible damage on that lead leg of his opponent.
Visible damage, and you see him starting to make mistakes now in his defenses because his leg is so beat up. It's red, it's all beat up, he's limping, he's turning away. There are so many things that he is doing wrong now because of the leg damage he has taken.
So we pull up the numbers here. 28 total strikes have now landed for one of the best to ever do it, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Under 2 minutes now to go round one. And just misses with that big right hand. And a miss with the right hook. All right, so some definite damage underneath the elbow now on the side of his opponent. A lot of strikes to the body starting to add up.
Yeah, a lot of strikes to the body and mixing up the attack, not being one-dimensional, not headhunting inside the octagon. I think he has fought beautifully right now, and he's starting to show itself. He's hurt! He's hurt!
Just misses with the straight right. Well, no denying that he rocked him, but couldn't quite get the finish.
He hurt him real bad, but he couldn't find the shot that would put him to sleep. He threw a lot of punches, but he couldn't get the one to land on the button that would end the night.
Nice kick there by Thompson. Oh, and there is that ruthless Robbie Lawler right hand. You do not want to get hit with too many of those.
Nah, man, this is a dog. Robbie Lawler is a flat-out dog. A guy that's willing to fight anybody, protect his yard. I am a massive fan of ruthless Robbie Lawler.
30 seconds now to go in round one. Back to his feet. There's the end of the round. I'm looking over to my left, UFC President Dana White. I think he's making out the bonus check right now. Incredible back and forth action.
Sign the check, boss. These two young men deserve $50,000. Hell, let's give them each $100,000 for the performance that they just put on in one round. Both were hurt. Both were able to withstand the punishment, and I can't wait until the next round gets started.
All right, there's the end of the round, so it was a huge strike to the head that stunned his opponent and nearly got him out of there.
Yeah, that was a big moment. A big strike lands, his opponent's on wobbly legs. That is exactly what you want to see as you're walking back to your stool. Your opponent staggering back to his corner and being hopeful that he can get it back together before the start of the next round.
Beautiful technique on the straight right hand. Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. Now some spacing as they exit the clinch. to the well with that right hand. It's no good. Able to land to the body there with the left kick. All right, so the swelling becoming a real factor right now. Did they inject something into his face, or is he just swollen from the strikes?
Swollen from the strikes, man. Guy taking a couple shots. You never know which one is going to start to make you get damaged. Something good landed, and now you see the swelling starting.
Well, no feeling out process tonight. Both fighters invoking damage on the other decision.
Yes, we knew this would be very competitive. We knew that this was a tough fight. We knew that both guys would be very evenly matched in this fight. But we didn't expect to see this type of war between these two guys.
So as we call on the numbers here, 47 total strikes have now landed for Stephen Thompson. And in terms of the accuracy rate, 41% tonight against Robbie Lawler. Oh, nice job by Robbie Lawler, training now at Hard Knocks 365. Henry Hook just tried to simplify his striking a little bit. Tommy Barzini on the wrestling side. Don't close the book on Lawler making another run to championship contention. We march on, 3 minutes to go. Oh, the head kick lands.
Look at the turn in that kick.
Looks like someone took a red Sharpie to his side. A lot of bruising courtesy of those body strikes.
Oh, big kicks, big punches. He's doing everything he told us he intended to do to slow this guy down. And you can see his opponent starting to really be labored in most of his movements.
Come on, let's work.
So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range. We'll see if he can continue with more activity here in round two. All right, so perhaps he's going to have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye from that last strike. He's got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
Nice punch there by Thompson. Good fight here, under 2 to go. Straight punch is true.
Nice block.
All right, so he lands again, just like we saw in the last round, realizing...
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt already. Fast.
Oh, big elbow.
Beautiful kick lands there.
Nice job to land the kick to the body there by Thompson.
Any body kick may finish this fight. It does not have to be the front one up the middle.
Well, the cut man's getting excited, but nobody else is. That cut's getting worse by the minute.
Every time he gets hit there, it gets a little bit messier.
Pretty strong jab there by Lawler. Big right hook coming, it's blocked. Under a minute to go. Straight punch is good. Oh, lands another shot to the body, beautifully placed as he continues to punish his opponent's midsection here in this round. Oh, we're getting a finish here. Well, it's not due to a lack of effort. He continues to throw, but this is like double-A striking. This is not high level.
Yeah, you can't be missing. It takes so much energy to just throw a strike, but to be whiffing like this, it only exhausts you because every moment he's trying to throw to knock his opponent out, when you're just catching air, it doesn't feel good. It's also embarrassing.
Lawler's nose is bleeding now. Looks to be cut, perhaps there on the bridge. And the horn sounds on round 2. All right, so there's the end of the round. You see the blood trickling down as he makes his way back to the stool. Cut on the bridge of the nose, or so it appears from the strike in that round. Cut man getting right to work. All right, they attend to the fighter on the stool, and I guess if you are going to be cut open, cheek ain't a bad place for it.
Yeah, it's the best spot, right? You never want to be cut. You never want to be bleeding, but if it's on the cheek, it's as good of a spot as it can be. But you still got to do something different, though, because even though the blood isn't going in your eye, every time you get hit there, it's horrible.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Third round underway. Well, not only has he stayed aggressive as he was in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes, but he's also been efficient, not just with his strikes, but also with his body movement. Complete performance out of this fighter here tonight. Swing and a miss with that punch by Thompson. Well, I think I can smell the blood at this point in time. That canvas didn't look like that a few fights ago. Blood is flowing from that cut with every passing strike.
Every strike. And it burns. Johnny, burns so bad. When you get cut like that, every time a shot lands, it just burns. So this guy needs to try to find a way to not take and limit the damage he's taking to this cut. Easier said than done, though.
All right, so the unofficial numbers tell you 77 total strikes have now landed for Robbie Lawler. And landing with 29% accuracy thus far against Stephen Thompson. Well, he has landed a high volume of strikes in this round and really hasn't let up when it comes to his aggressiveness. The striking has been on point every step of the way. Careful to not gas out, but you gotta like the output here down the stretch. Lawler's blocking well now. Nice job to protect that already damaged nose as he raises the guard.
Beautiful kick lands.
All right, so a wise decision by him to continue to attack that cut, and it's getting wider by the minute.
It's getting wider by the minute. This guy is a fantastic fighter, and he's as smart as they come. So the moment that cut opened up, you knew that that would become his focus, and we are seeing it very clear right now.
Glancing right hand lands upstairs.
I mean, over and over, he's taking these strikes to the head. Those are big strikes.
Under 3 minutes now to go in round 3. Oh!
Again.
Back to the feet. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. We have crossed the midpoint of this fight. All right, so the referee has called a halt to the action here, likely to have the doctor come in and look at the swelling around that eye. Not good, DC.
You cannot allow these fighters to dictate and determine whether or not they can go. When you have this type of swelling, you got to take a close look to see if the guy can compete.
I think they're going to stop this fight. I stand corrected. Doctor's going to allow them to continue, but he's going to have to go for it, I would think.
Yeah, he will. He's going to have to make some adjustments. And also, he's going to have to lay it all out on the line. He cannot stay back and get picked apart as he has to this point.
Well, we got a lot of blood now, ladies and gentlemen. I think my mother just turned off the TV, but every time that area gets targeted, that cut is getting worse and closer, theoretically, to the end of the fight.
Yeah, and, you know, when you got a person like this in front of you that is so good at what they do, when you are bleeding like this and the work is showing, oh, he's in trouble. Oh, my goodness.
He's out! Stephen Wonderboy Thompson! As many style points as you could produce. Whoa!
Yo, wow! That was nasty!
The official decision is in. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 3 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
All right, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson still showing you that his striking holds up against elite competition. This is a big feather in his cap to get his hand raised tonight.
He was so good at striking that he got big challenges right away in the octagon, and he stepped up to him. Tonight, he passes another test